Guys, we are witnessing the de-dollarization of the US dollar as a world's reserve currency. Now, you can sit back and say, nah, that's just fear. That's not actually happening. Or you can prepare your family, because all of the signs are there that that's precisely exactly what's happening. When, heck, CNN is running articles and doing news segments about the devaluing of the US dollar and the reserve status of the US dollar as collapsing. You know things are different when CNN is even acknowledging this problem. So when you have Kenya now being able to settle oil transactions in their own Kenyan shilling, when you have countries are able to settle oil transactions in the Chinese yuan, moving away from the dollar to settle oil transactions, and when that only gets stronger and bigger, when the Chinese and the Saudi Arabians solidify that new trading transaction away from the US dollar, you're not putting that genie back in the bottle. The United States has had a good run. The United States has had a good 50, 60 years of dollar supremacy after World War II, right? Not anymore. And that is starting to decline. And the major push that we're going to see for the US dollar to be kicked over the edge, kicked off the cliff, is when the Federal Reserve kicks into full gear the new printing of money under the quantitative easing plan that they're going to unfold as we face this recession. What that means is a new flooding of US dollars into the system. Fake money, by the way, not based on anything, not based on gold, not based on silver, not based on real estate, not based on oil. No, fake debt that the Federal Reserve will kick into high gear. And then, of course, moving away from cash. Of course, we had the Bank of England this week admitting that they want to move away from cash, and that is where the future is going. So moving away from actual paper and coin currency so that they control the whole process. See, the one thing that still sticks out to them is runs on the bank, right? If you want to get your cash out of the bank, good luck. Good luck going down to your local bank and trying to get your money out, all of your money out. It's not going to happen. They don't have it. They don't have that amount of money. It doesn't exist, right? It's fake to them. It's dollars on a spreadsheet. They don't actually have your cash in a vault somewhere. So imagine moving away from cash, or moving away from coins. That's the one thing keeping you, as sort of an enemy, right? Because now you go down knocking on the bank's door and you want your cash out of the bank. Well, now we're a cashless society, so there is no such thing. But you want to transfer those dollars out? Oh, the Fed will make that happen. No worries, no problem, because it's all just fake money anyway. So they'll allow you to move these things around these different accounts because it doesn't really matter. It's all consolidated. So when the Fed starts printing this money in this new round of quantitative easing, which is going to come as this recession unfolds, we are going to see a further devaluing, debasing of the US currency. Mark my words. We're already seeing food shortages again on the rise in the United States, prices continuing to rise across the United States. Guys, we are witnessing it, okay? Now, it's not going to happen overnight. The US dollar as the world's reserve currency is not going to be pulled off like a Band-Aid overnight. It's going to be little cracks and fissures all along the way until finally the dam opens and the flooding begins. That's what's going to happen. So what countries will be there to sort of pick up the pieces and move in the opposite direction? Is it the BRICS nations, which are building, of course, their own alliance right now? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now Saudi Arabia joining that mix for oil transactions. You have China and Russia building the Arctic trade routes right now, which will cut off 25% of the time it takes to get deliveries of natural gas and other things across and around the world, saving them from having to go through the choke points of the Suez Canal and the Panama Canal, which are largely run by European and US interests, right? All of these things are happening when Europe has now literally the 2.5 million barrels per day of natural gas and oil that was being shipped to Europe from Russia is now completely rerouted. Yeah, in February of this year, we finally got word that Russia has rerouted all of that oil and gas. It's now going to Japan, it's going to China, and they've increased production by 20% because the demand is there. So not only all of those sanctions didn't work, they've increased their production beyond that. You see what's happening here, guys? What's going to happen is people are going to try to get their money out of the banks in the United States, and they're going to try to put it into real estate. They're going to try to put it into gold and silver, actual tangible assets. Because right now, if the US dollar sitting there is losing value every day, and then when the Fed cranks up its quantitative easing over 23 into 2024, look out. All I'm saying is no one has a crystal ball, but all of the signs are there. Of course, the Fed futures market right now sees interest rates being cut by July. Great. That's great news for real estate, right? That's great news for real estate investors. We already have a massive demand for real estate. We see the capital and commercial markets right now in real estate really being crunched. So residential real estate is going to be a hot place where I'm betting on big coming this next year. Interest rates coming down. People wanting to pull their money out of US dollars and put it into actual assets, land, buildings, structures, gold, silver. So real estate, gold, silver. Keep your eye on this space, guys. Keep your eye on what's about to happen as we head into this summer. And the Fed's hands are completely tied as we hit a full-born recession later this spring and into this summer. So we're keeping our eye on that, guys. Today is also our Q&A episode, where we're going to take some of your questions here, and I want to play some of your questions, and I'll give you some of our answers. So we've got 3 questions. Thank you guys so much. You can go to our website at Morris Invest. That's MORRIS, morrisinvest.com. Click on the microphone icon on the right-hand side of your screen and leave us a voicemail question. We've got tons of great resources over there as well on real estate investing and tax strategy and all of that stuff. So go check it out. All right, our first question, I think, comes to us from Sean.
Hi, Clayton. This is Sean. I have an old 401k with about 50K in there. I was wondering what I need to do. What's the best route in your opinion? Because my wife and I want to get into real estate investing. What to do with that 401k? Because we're really interested in your company and for passive income and also for retirement funds. What's the best thing that we could do with that 401k of 50K to set ourselves up and get going with the real estate investing? Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sean. I appreciate the question. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do with your money, of course, but I can tell you what I would do with 50K if I had it sitting there in an old 401k. That's what our team does at Morris Invest, is help take those old 401ks and those old IRAs that have been sitting there and convert them to a self-directed account so that you then have control, not Wall Street. So first of all, I just would book a call with our team, and our team can help you. And that's what Sidira Wealth does amazingly, is actually helps people convert to these self-directed accounts. And then you have total control. You can do whatever you want with that account. Then you can invest in real estate, use a portion of that as your down payment for a property, or you can invest in other assets. But that way it's out of the stock market craziness and into this structure. So that's what I would do personally, is a self-directed IRA. Use that, roll that over, and now you can start to use that to your advantage for down payment for a rental property in some of the best rental markets in the country right now. And again, we're in a depressed market. I mean, not depressed, but once these interest rates drop, guys, okay, and you see people trying to get their money out of the banks and moving it into into real estate, gold and silver, you're going to see, in my opinion, a land rush again. I've been waiting for it. I knew it was going to happen. So arguably the best time to get invested in an asset class is when it's discounted, right? And that's what we're seeing right now. So again, that's what I would do, Sean. Book a call with our team. Just go to Morris Invest and click on the book a call button there, and you can set a time on your calendar and you can speak to one of the team members, and they'll take great care of you. Okay, our next question comes to us from Craig, I believe.
Hi, my name's Craig from California. I have a question about the self-directed IRA and how to deal with the UBIT tax. I've called your folks in Florida, and they haven't had anybody ask about the UBIT tax. So there's something I'm probably not understanding about it. I've heard that solo 401k can eliminate the UBIT tax, but I can't always believe what I read on the internet. I was wondering if you might be able to talk about that a bit. It's kind of what's stopping me from pulling the trigger on trying to get some property through Morris Invest. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Craig. So what you're asking about is the unrelated business income tax, UBIT, unrelated business income tax. It's a tax on unrelated business income, which comes directly from activity. And of course, this comes directly from the IRS website, from an activity engaged in by a tax-exempt 26 USC 501 organization that's not related to the tax-exempt purposes of that organization. So I'm not clear exactly how this affects you and how your self-directed account is structured. Because if a UBIT tax is imposed on a company, it's a federal income tax rate of 21%, according to the numbers that I see. Deductions are then permitted for expenses that are directly connected with the carrying on of the unrelated trade or business. And net operating losses are allowed to be carried forward and backward with a certain limitation. So what I would do is, first of all, talk with your tax team. I don't understand exactly why you're concerned about the UBIT tax and unrelated business tax. I don't have that issue using a self-directed account and investing in real estate. I'm unclear how exactly are you operating a 501c organization that would be making these purchases? So I'm just unclear about why exactly this is of concern to you. Is it because you'd be buying these with a 501 organization? Is that how your structure is set up? Again, so our self-directed team can help you with that. You talked about in Florida. I'm not exactly sure what you meant by Florida, but if you book a call with our team, just go to morrisinvest.com and specifically tell them about this self-directed question. I'll make sure that the team is ready for you. I'll let them know that, hey, Craig has this question specifically. In fact, when I get done here, I'll send them a note about this. But this working with your CPA on this question is going to be vital. I don't exactly know what your structure is, so I can't give you like tax advice based on what sort of organization or structure you've set up. Again, everyone is different. There's no one size fits all here. So, but I can tell you, I've never had this question before. I've never had anyone ask me this question before. So I find it odd that this is the thing holding you back. There must be something I'm missing, or maybe something that you're reading into that doesn't even apply to you. But again, book a call with our team. I'll flag it for you, and then just make sure that you've got this tax related question out there, and we can try to address this with you, with our tax team and our self-directed team to get to the bottom of this. Because I think it just sounds like there's some sort of a weird misunderstanding about how this would apply to you specifically. So I hope you find that helpful. I don't have the exact answer here. I wish I did, but I literally have never had this question by anyone ever. So, and it's not something that even affects me personally at all with my self-directed accounts buying real estate. So I just don't see how it specifically would affect you, Craig, but we'll get to the bottom of it. All right, our next question from Alexandria.
Hi, Clayton. My name is Alexandra. I wanted to know what is the best way for a beginner to get started in real estate investing if you only have $5,000 or less to get started with?
Okay, great question, Alexandra. So many people watching right now probably have a similar situation. And so what we did actually over the past year and a half, Morris Invest, along with our team at Sidira Wealth, have been working to find something that can help people save for their down payment. Like if you've got $5,000 or $10,000, it's not quite the $40,000 or $45,000 that you need to make a down payment on a good rental property. If you've exhausted creative funding options out there, like private money and other partnerships, if you've just sort of hit a wall with that, or you don't know how to figure that out, and you don't have enough money to put down on a property, you can actually still invest in real estate, okay, while you're building that down payment amount. So here's what we did. We've partnered with a company called Connect Invest, and it allows you to earn between 7 and 9% on your cash. So it's taking that $5,000, okay, and you would invest it into real estate short notes. The way that this works is you can choose your length of time between 6 and 24 months, and then you can open a free account with as little as $500. So that $5,000, you could open that account with Connect Invest, and we'll have a link in the description of this video and in the podcast. We have it on our website. So if you go to morrisinvest.com/connect, okay, morrisinvest.com/connect, you have to use that URL because this is not set up for anyone else. This is just our relationship with them. We set this up specifically for you guys who have 5, 10,000. Maybe you're saving up for your next property, okay? And you've got it in a savings account. You're like, I don't want to put it in the stock market. I don't want it in gold. I just want to keep it here because I'm ready. I want to be using it to invest in real estate. Great. So you can use that and let it earn 7 to 9% for you in the meantime until you're ready to pull the trigger and actually buy a full-on property instead of real estate short notes. Anyway, go to morrisinvest.com/connect and you can fill out the little form there and then talk with their team about it. So for as little, just opening an account with like $500, investing in real estate short notes, and again, the time and length of time between like 6 and 24 months that you pick, okay? Think of it almost like as a CD or something, like a 24-month CD. Okay, now it's locked in. You're investing in real estate. You're using that money, that $5,000, you'd actually be investing in real estate. This is not sitting in a savings account. And then you get the benefits of those 7 to 9% returns over that time until you build up enough in that account that you can buy a property. Many of our people on our team at Morris Invest and Sedera Wealth have put their money to work using Connect Invest. So, and we're really excited to be able to offer this to people working on getting their down payment. So again, go to morrisinvest.com/connect and you can fill out the little form there. And if you want to put some of that capital to work right now while you're waiting, it's a great, great solution. So go check it out and see if it's a fit for you. So if you'd like to leave us a voicemail question, you can do so. Go to our website, go to morrisinvest.com and click on the microphone icon on the right-hand side of your screen right there. Leave us a voicemail question and we will answer those questions here on this show. Much love to all of you. Thank you guys so much for your time, attention, and awareness and your education. Taking time out to educate yourself, become more financially literate. Now go out there, take action, and become a real estate investor. I believe it's the #1 way to build and preserve wealth. We'll see you next time, everyone.